Today, I'm doing the same thing I did last week and the same thing I'll do next week. I'm doing 4 shoots in 30-minute increments. And honestly, I'm just trying to get better. I don't really have a goal, aspiration. I know I created a mood board. I know I talk to these, models about, or actors, or just people. I hate the word models. It puts them in this pedestal, which is kind of insane. These 4 people that I'm coming in today, we talk about looks and mood boards, and this whole series is just trying to get better. Do I know what I'm doing? No. Am I gonna have some fun? Yeah, probably. So anyways, join me today, Saturday. It's a little chilly out. This room is also super hot today. So it's gonna be, you'll see a lot of sweating from me. But yeah, join me as I try to do 4 shoots in one day. Thanks.
Correction right off the bat. I had 4 photo shoots scheduled and 1 person reached out to me right after I shot this talking head. So I only have 3 photo shoots today. Usually I would allow myself to get anxious and try to fill the time slot and reach out to a bunch of people I know. However, I really want to work on working with what I got. Let me use the time for each person a little more and just try to get better at working with what I have.
I know you should put the lid on second and put it first, but I don't give a shit. Do whatever you want. Find a rhythm that works for you. There's no right or wrong way to do anything.
There's also something very beautiful about getting into the studio first thing in the morning before everyone else. I find it so therapeutic. I love the smell, the feeling, and it really puts me in a good mood right away just to invest time in myself. Here's the first person of the day. I love asking them about their morning, breaking the ice, going over the game plan and how I like to approach the next 30 minutes or so. I can't stress enough. It is so important to communicate. Share your plan, share how you like to work. They're also tremendously nervous. Models and actors in front of the camera are super self-conscious because they want to do a great job for the photographer. They want some direction, they want to know what they're getting into. So share that with them. I've said it once and I'll say it a million times. This is a collaborative process. Your goal as a photographer or director is to share the vision you want to accomplish. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, it doesn't matter what you're doing, everyone appreciates a really good plan. Write out the plan, share it, and let them know what to expect. Once you can get the X's and O's out of the way, I really feel like you can make better work and mostly just have fun. I'm usually not a huge fan of multiple looks in one day. I feel like it gets people out of their head, they're too focused on getting on to the next look, and it really takes away from trying to accomplish one look really, really well. However, I really love when people bring layers, a button-up or a coat. I feel like it's such a fun prop and a way to just strip down and have a quick reset and take some really beautiful images.
I know you can't see it while watching the video. However, this room was pretty hot. Keep in mind, I shot this back at the end of February, so therefore it was winter and it was really cold in Chicago. However, I'm sharing this because I think it's really important to keep the elements in mind when you're working with your subject. If it's a very hot day and you're making them wear a coat, try to keep it last. Try to keep that setup very minimal. You want to make your talent comfortable. And I try to keep that in mind when I do these things so they're the least comfortable for the least amount of time. That's awesome, man. That's all she wrote.
Sweet, man.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah,
cool.
likewise.
Cool.
So I've never met Becca before. However, her and I have a lot of mutual friends because we work adjacent industry. So it was really nice right off the bat just to talk about different things to break the ice because sometimes I get really anxious. And right off the bat, I knew I was going to be obsessed with these images. It is so fun to work with a seasoned actress like Becca. Great expressions, not afraid to get in front of the camera, and sometimes that makes and breaks a photo. Right away, I started noticing some shadows in Becca, so I wanted to add a bounce. So as I was trying to adjust this 5-in-1 bounce, I realized I don't have a stand to prop it up. So thinking outside the box, I used the cart I brought all my tools in to use it as a prop. And sometimes you just gotta work with what you got. Is it professional? Who knows? However, I think it's more important to work with what you got and think on the fly.
Develop myself as much creatively as I can.
Hey, if you're watching this, I don't know what I'm doing.
I think you're sensing a theme in my photo shoots. However, I said it once and I'll say it a million times. If your subject has a coat or layers, use it as a prop. I think it adds so much texture to your photos. I think it's such a fun way to get actors out of your head, and I'm always obsessed with these kind of photos. Two things I really love doing. One, motion blur. Ask them to flip their hair, move them around a little bit, constantly just shoot that button. I really do think the more photos you take and you can get the actors to not think about it, I think you can find a really beautiful photo. I know I've said this before, but one of my favorite things to do on the Canon R6 is to prop open that screen and treat it like a top-down camera. For some reason, I find this really therapeutic for me, and I feel like I can find a really beautiful image because I can move the camera in a different way than instead of looking through the viewfinder. You can fully judge me here. However, I didn't realize my B-roll camera stopped filming. So here are the last images of the photo shoot that I wasn't able to capture behind the scenes. On to the last shoot of the day. I really do appreciate it when right before we start, we can just re-examine the mood board, find our favorite frames. I think it's such a great way to just take a step back and reset. You have 1,000 thoughts going through your head. You want to do a great job. So it's really a great way to, before you start shooting, just to revisit your board and see what you really want to accomplish. During this photo session, I got rid of the flash photography and just used one continuous light. I'm always torn between which one I like more, flash photography or continuous lighting. Maybe I just need to get better at flash photography, but there's something very therapeutic and beautiful about continuous lighting, and something I really enjoy doing. However, I'm trying to incorporate more flash, so you can see my problem of going back and forth because I'm very indecisive sometimes. Now incorporating flash photography, like I said, I can be very indecisive. I thought it'd be really cool to switch lenses. Most of my photo shoots I use my 50 prime lens, but I thought this time let me switch and use my 24 to 105 and get this zoom lens. I think it'd be really cool to use different perspectives. Nicole had this idea of laying on the white backdrop, and I just wanted to add a different point of view of my photo shoots, and I really enjoyed how interesting these photos turned out. As much as I love to advocate to always have a plan and a goal for your photo shoots, I really do appreciate when someone I work with presents the mood board and wants to do an idea. Nicole really loved the idea of using a chair as a prop, and I'm all game for it. And as you can tell during this photo shoot, the most important thing before you do anything a little different is safety first, safety first, safety first. I make sure Nicole is comfortable on the chair, see how it's moving, and then I take some photos of the setup. And of course, my favorite thing about this setup here where Nicole is laying on the white backdrop is that, of course, I move the chair right in front of the camera, blocking Nicole. Sometimes you're so focused on getting the right picture, you forget where you put things. This is the joy of working by yourself, and sometimes you just gotta focus on what you're working on. And lastly, I do a couple close-ups to finish the day, and I always love showing whoever I'm working with the back of the camera so they can be a part of the process.
Thank you so much for making it this far in the video. It's so hot in here, so I'm covered in sweat. Overall, I feel okay. There's some things that could have done better. I'm trying to figure out how to do stuff. Don't flame me because I still don't know what I'm doing fully, but I feel very, very confident about how the conversations went. I felt very great about how it all blended together, how I got some really different looks in that short period of time. So I just scheduled everybody with 30-minute increments. So let me know which shoot you like the most. Or let me know if there's a certain image you like, or a certain thing I did, or if not, like the video or not. I don't really care. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great Saturday, and talk soon.